welcome to another episode of The Platform. Great fun to have Muay Thai and kickboxing legend John Wayne Parr on the show. He's pretty handy in the boxing ring as well, and there's a huge event coming up on the Gold Coast against Anthony Mundine, and it's getting a lot of press.
It didn't last 2 minutes when he stepped into the ring against Jeff Horn at Suncorp Stadium, so Anthony Mundine says his upcoming fight against Gold Coaster John Wayne Parr is all about redemption.
I know John Wayne's going to bring it with everything he's got, man. He's a bad boy, but I'm better.
Anthony Mundine and John Wayne Parr facing off once, twice,
Lovely guys, and again.
3 times, making sure all angles are captured. The man claiming the hometown hero tag, even though Parr is a Burleigh Heads local.
This is my Gold Coast, man. Wherever I go, it's my town. Get your popcorn ready, get your ice cream ready, and sit back and enjoy.
The fight is part of promoters' plans to turn the coast into a boxing mecca, making it the Las Vegas of Australia.
Well, mate, we've just seen the press for the big fight coming up with Anthony Mundine. That must be making you feel excited.
Yeah, I got the phone call halfway through the Japan prep. So then I was so excited I had to try and turn it off before Japan because I had to focus on my Muay Thai instead of boxing. I didn't want that to overall me because the Japan was such a big opportunity. I didn't want to shoot myself in the foot. So, so I turned that off. Went to Japan, fought really well. Didn't get the decision, unfortunately. The judges sort of didn't see it my way, but at the same time, I thought I fought really well. And then, so now that I'm back in Australia, that's reality keeps in. It's so real now because we had the press conference 2 days ago at Seabus. So again, face to face with old mate, and then nose to nose, trying to stare each other down and the whole business. But yeah, he's super cool. Mundine's a really nice guy. He's such a what you see on TV and what you see in real life are two different things. He's actually been really respectful so far. So and I told him too. I said, "There's between your history and my history, I got such a legacy by myself without talking any shit. And then you're the man already." I think the fight sells itself. We don't have to sell our souls or make ourselves look bad. I think what he brings to the table with his fight style and my aggression, it has to be. If you're a fight fan, it has to definitely be a mouth-watering contest that you have to watch to see to believe.
Well, mate, we'll talk a bit more about it shortly, but you know the show I do is about stories. So let's go back in your journey and how did this all start for you? Like, where did you grow up?
So mum and dad were horse trainers. So we moved a lot as kids. I ended up going to 11 different schools growing up.
Wow.
Yeah, that sucked. That was so bad. I was always a new kid, always on farms too. So I was always, not only was I always moving, but I was always isolated. So I see the going to school was really fun because they got me a chance to interact with other kids. Otherwise, I was on the farm by myself. And then I always had a fascination with martial arts ever since I was really, really young. Could just walk through the thing, monkey magic and all those sort of shows. And then I remember the Karate Kid coming out. And here's a story about this kid that's always moving, always a new kid, getting picked up on the bullies, learns karate, and then your life finds its purpose. And then I was like, that's me. That's me for sure. I gotta learn karate. And then and then luckily we moved to Brisbane when I was 11, and then found a taekwondo school and sort of just went from there. So yeah, that was 43 now, so 32 years of martial arts. It's been fun. It's been crazy.
Mate, what a journey. So tell us about like the first fight for you. What was it like when you were getting ready for your very first ever fight?
Yeah, the first fight was taekwondo. I fought in the Queensland titles. So you rock up to the stadium and then there's hundreds of people in karate uniforms and you have no idea what's going on. You're only 11 years old. And then I ended up having 3 fights in one day. So I think they were only like 3 1-minute rounds. But as a kid, like it's like, so crazy. And then, I made it to the final and I got beaten by a kid that was much older and much heavier. But I had a crack. Ended up got a silver medal, which is really cool. And then I thought that was it. I'm taekwondo. For the rest of my life, I want to do taekwondo. I want to go to Korea. I want to learn all my katas. I want to break boards. I want to do the jumping, flashy somersault kicks, just like you see in the movies. And then, unfortunately, the taekwondo school I was at, they couldn't afford the rent anymore. So they moved out. So there was about 6 months there. I was in complete limbo. I was like, what am I going to do? No taekwondo. This is my life. How can they do this to me? And then about 6 months later, kickboxing ended up coming to the very same hall that the Taekwondo school was at. And, it's kickboxing. It's not Taekwondo. I'll give it a go until I find a Taekwondo school. And then first class, gave it a crack. It's like, this is amazing. Yeah. This is my new goal. And then just happened to, I don't know, by pure fate, the first couple of weeks that I started kickboxing, the movie Kickboxer came out with Van Damme. And it showed the story of a guy going to Thailand, fighting the Thais, getting trained by the Thais. I said, this is me. This is what I want to do. I want to go to Thailand. I want to fight. I want to be Van Damme. I want to walk in his footsteps. And then it just happened. Had a few more fights, kickboxing. Then I met Richard Bell from Broadbeach. He's got the restaurant. And then because of him, he goes, oh look, I really believe in how much heart you have and how much passion you have for the sport. So I want to send you to Thailand to learn from the best. So, all right, sweet. So jumped on a plane. That first was supposed to be 6 months. Go to Thailand for 6 months, try and learn as much as I could, then come back to Australia. So in 6 months I had 5 fights, 5 wins, 3 knockouts. And then I got back to Australia in limbo again. So now I'm back in Oregon. I'm not quite sure. And then lucky for me, the camp that I was training in Thailand, they rang Richard, the sponsor, and said, can you please send me back? We believe it has a very big future here in Thailand. So Richard said, all right, this time, no more 6 months. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this properly. So I want to send you for 12 months.
Wow.
So but you can't come home. If you come home, you'll break my heart, and you'll make me very disappointed, and mine and your relationship will be over. So you have to promise me you can stay 12 months. Easy, no worries. So jumped on the plane, and then that year I ended up having 9 fights. I won, I think 6, and then I ended up being very lucky to fight because back then there wasn't many Westerns. So I was the first Australian to fight at Lumpini, the first Australian to fight on the King's birthday, the first Aussie to do all this new stuff, and then end of the year I got voted by the Thais as the strongest Westerner in Thailand for 1997. So it was so amazing.
Well, just explain that for us, because there's a great documentary that you made, or that someone made about you, the Blessed with Venom, that people can see on your YouTube. But for people that you talk about Taekwondo and kickboxing, and then you go to Muay Thai, how would you explain Muay Thai to people? Because in Thailand, that sport's like a godly sport. It's like their number one religion. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's a couple of thousand years old. So it's kickboxing with knees and elbows. So you're more than welcome there. If you got someone by the neck, you're allowed to pull their neck down and knee them in the face. And then you either win by a points, knockout, or cut, just like boxing. So it's only 5 rounds. But over there, like you were saying, it's their national sport. So we play football and cricket. They do Muay Thai as their national sport. So you imagine you got your TV stations, your 9, your 7, your 10, your SBS, your ABCs. So every single TV station has a 2-hour time slot to show a Muay Thai program sometime during the week. And then there's radio stations. Back when I was there was a newspaper that came out every single day that said the results from the night before, who's fighting tonight, who's fighting tomorrow. It's huge. It's so crazy. Cars going down the street, they got cutouts of the favourite fighters on the back.
Wow.
Screen. It's to get recognised as a fighter is a big deal. And then, like I was saying, because there wasn't many Westerners there at the time, it was easy to shine. As long as you were aggressive and put up strong fights, it didn't even matter if you won or lost. Long as you didn't give up, and long as you fought hard all the way to the final bell, the Thais will respect you. So
when you're staying there, it's not like it's a 5-star or a 3-star accommodation, right? It's like I've heard stories of fighters sort of eating and sleeping on cement. Did you have to do stuff like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. We slept in all the boxes. We had a special so there was 3 houses on the property with the camp was. So they had the owner's house, the oldest son's house, and the boxer room. In the boxer room, there would be 10 of us, and we'd sleep side by side on the wooden floor. So I had a blanket, so I put the blanket down as my bed on the wood, so to give a bit of support. And then I slept on top of a blanket for 4 years. and then when we'd have our meals, we'd all sit in a circle. Everyone gets a plate of rice, and then you have 4 or 5 different dishes in the center, and then you take a spoonful at a time. Everyone takes a spoonful at a time. It's like a community dinner. So you got to eat with your legs crossed and eat over your plate. So the first few nights was very difficult to try and get that flexibility to try and not spill any food from your plate to your mouth. And then also the spice. If you have genuine Thai food, it's rather spicy. It's like, how you going? So the Thai boys would look at me and they go, this one, this one, maybe. So the first weeks just everything was fire. But then you get to the stage where if you don't eat it, you starve. So I learned to grow some, and then by now I can eat pretty much everything. So very very educational.
Would you look back at that time and think that, like, I imagine it being really, really hard, probably breaking the spirit at times. I mean, how hard it would be, and it's so hot over there and you're training all the time. But do you look back at that time and think, wow, the discipline I learned there set me up for the rest of my life?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think the hardest thing was the language barrier. No one could speak English. And where I was, like a lot of Westerners go to Thailand now, and they go to Phuket or Samui or somewhere where it's very Western influence. But where I went, just outside Bangkok, no one could speak English. Maybe 2 or 3 people could speak broken English. Like when I say broken, I mean proper broken. And everything was hand signals for the first few months. If I was hungry, sleepy, shower, training.
Wow.
And then got to the stage where it's like, well, I'm in this predicament where I really have to learn the language, otherwise I'm going to struggle. So I try and teach myself 5 words a day. So I'd hold up something. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? And then I'd read do it in my head before sleep. The next day, new mission. All right, next 5 words. Boom, boom, boom. And then eventually they'd send me into the shops on little adventures. They say, okay, we need you to say Pom Dongan Nam Tang Nuk Tung, which means I want 1 bag of ice.
Wow.
So as you're walking down the driveway, it's like, I want 1 bag of ice. I want 1 bag of ice. And then you change ice to rice or I want this. And then all of a sudden you got a sentence. So after I got a few sentences, so there was a really famous band at the time. They had like 5 or 6 like hits. So I went and bought the CD, and then I get a pen and a paper, I press play, then pause, and I write down in English, Pom Dongan, P-O-M, Dongan, D-O-N-G, and then I memorized the whole CD, almost like karaoke, poor man's for karaoke. So then when we go to the clubs that have a live band, and you could put requests in and people would sing, and I'd be the only Westerner in this whole club, and I go and tap the guy on the shoulder, oh, do you know this song? And they're looking at me, sure. And they start playing. And next minute, I start singing in Thai. And then all of a sudden, all these people would start coming out to the dance floor. And everyone would be out there and jigging away. And then the song would finish and the bands go, do you know any more songs? I said, mate, I know the whole album. and then can you do another one? Oh, for sure. So then all of a sudden I'm singing 5 or 6 songs in a row and everyone's like, whoa.
That's awesome.
It's like the greatest memory ever. I so swore I was going to be a rock star when I retired from fighting. But everything's changed now. But at the time I thought, this is a better buzz than fighting is. This is awesome.
ขาวครับส่วนคนนี้ก็คือจอห์นเวลจากออสเตรเลียนักมวยที่ได้รับการฝึกฝนมาอย่างดีครับในชั้นเชิงของศิลปะแม่ไม้มวยไทยจากค่ายวินทูอย่างพยักหน้าดึงกระบาดสาวหมัด 1-2 ตรงไหนแทงขวาอีกทีนึงดูนิสานต้องล็อกไว้ครับซ้ายสกัดไว้โดนตัดพับล่างเหมือนกันนี่ครับมีทั้งอาวุธยาวอาวุธสั้นศาสตร์อาวุธยาวแล้วก็มีอาวุธสั้น
Mate, you had some great competitors in your career. I mean, you let people go on your YouTube and they see like a vast array of these incredible fights. But Mike Zambides, that must bring back some good memories, especially that one that had happened in a round.
Yes, yeah, he was. I've been overseas for such a long time, and I think I was in America. That's where I went to live in America for a year. And then while I was away, this Michael Zambides appeared on our shores, and he was knocking out everyone. I think he ended up fighting here like 16 or 17 times. He went on a rampage, just smashing everyone. And then I think I was, I might cope beat him before I did. So I was the second person to beat him. But the first time we fought, it was an 8-man tournament. It was a K1 eliminator. So whoever won was going to be the Australian representative in Japan. And then we did a big press conference and everyone sitting side by side. And then I think we sort of knew each other's profiles, but we never actually met. So I introduced myself. Hey, how you going? I'm John Wayne. So I think we're both going to get to the final. And he smiled at me going, yes. And I said, then I beat you. And then then he frowned, looked at me, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess this guy's serious. And it's sort of, from that moment, I don't think we liked each other after that. I don't think he really respected me after that. So we had the fight. I thought I won. Half the world's population thought I won. Half the world's population thought he won. So he ended up getting the points. And then for 8 years, I had this monkey on my back where Michael Zambides beat me on this controversial decision. And then we finally got the rematch. I trained so hard. I wanted it so bad. And then I beat him on points the second time. And he really brought out, even though we don't like each other and everything else, we respect each other. And I can't help but I trained as hard as I could because I knew it was such a dangerous fight. And so I ended up beating him on points over 5 rounds. And I think it was about a year later that we rematched for the third time, the decider. And then, trained super hard. I think, so the referees brought us together for the start of the fight. And then as the referee's telling us the rules, Michael Zambides leant right into my ear. He goes, tonight, I kill you. It was like a scene in one of the movies. It's like, what the hell? And then referee's saying, all right, touch gloves. I'm like, I ain't touching his glove. So I just walked back to my corner. And then, so I studied his last recent, 5 or 6 fights. And then every time the bell rang, he'd run across the ring and try and pin his opponent in the corner and just start wailing away and not let him get off the ropes. I thought, he's going to run at me for sure. How am I going to deal with it? Should I do a jumping knee? Should I do like a cool Superman punch? I got to do something to negate his pressure. What about if I just front kick him in the face? And it's like, and then I'm going over my head like this is every single night in my head for 3 weeks. What am I going to do? I'm just going to front kick him in the face. So the referee brings us together. First, he tells me he's going to kill me. And then I go back to my corner. I dig my heels in. He's going to run at me for sure. The bell rings, and sure enough, boom, he starts sprinting straight towards me. So I throw this front kick up straight in his face, end up nailing him right in the middle of his nose, end up pushing him about 2 feet in the air, and he lands flat on his back. And it was one of those ones where I was like, I can't believe it just worked. I've been dreaming about it for 2-3 weeks, and holy shit, I can't. Yeah, and then I was just sort of in this mind-blowing state for about 30 seconds while the fight's happening. I can't believe that just happened. And then, I was looking at his eyes, and I could tell that the front kick hurt him because all his eyes were bloodshot. So I'm just going for it. And then halfway through the round, I did a front kick and landed a really nice punch, dropping him for the first time. And then, I think I was more shocked than he was that I actually dropped him. And then because I seen he was a bit hurt, I just spent all my pennies. There was a couple of times as I'm punching and thinking, if he doesn't go down, I'm screwed. I'm going to be gassed for the rest of the fight. So if I stop, I'm screwed. And if I don't stop, I'm screwed. So I just kept throwing. And then I think I hit him with close to 60 punches, unanswered punches. And then before he finally fell down in front of me. And then the fight was called off. But yeah, it was one of those ones where it was like, holy crap. So as I was hitting him, I'd rock him. And then his bum would hit the second bottom rope and I'd push him back up again. And he'd almost go down again, hit the bottom rope, shoot back up again. It's like, damn it! What do I do to put this guy away? But eventually, got him right on the button, and then he fell forward. So that was an awesome memory. That was my wife's birthday too.
Wow.
So my birthday's on the 25th of May, and hers on the 27th. So it fell right on her birthday. So it was an amazing birthday present. I bought her, gave her a big bouquet of flowers on the ring, and it was really, really special.
There's that team we're talking about. Mr. John Zambides has come out all guns blazing. This is what Wayne has to do. He loves that front round kick, but he doesn't want to get stuck on the ropes with Zambides. 5 3-minute rounds. Look at that. And this is what the crowd has come to see. And this is exactly what Wayne doesn't want. He doesn't want Zambides getting with his back against the ropes there. That's why he decided, load up, don't just cover. Look at the look in Michael Zambides' eyes. He wants to take Wayne Parr's head off. Wayne is composed in centre ring. But Wayne knows he's got to use that teep kick like you like. He's got to use that left leg round kick to stop Zambides setting up that powerful overhand right.
And Mike Zambides knows he's got to go to war from the opening bell because he can't afford to play chess, because anything that could be reasonably even will go against him each round.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, you saw in the promo that was put together by Fivo Christodoulou before that.
Oh, John Wayne caught him!
Wayne Parr has dropped Mike Zambides in the first round.
Mike Zambides down on one knee, a standing 8 count from Dave Hedgecock. What a turnaround. I wasn't expecting that one.
And look, Mike Zambides rattled.
Mike is coming in. Mike Zambides is hurt. He's done. He's done. Zambides is out.
That's a second 8 count to Wayne Parr in round 1.
Wayne Parr with knockout punches. That very first round.
Richard, no one would have expected this
I would
so
have
early.
not in a million years.
And Michael Zambides, he's
And front kick to the head. Oh, then the left hand from Zambides caught him. Zambides still trying to shake that off though. That's a hard
He's rattled. He's rattled.
He's rattled. He's hurt. John Wayne going for the kill. Railing punches down at Zambides. Zambides covering up, trying desperately to last.
Referee Dave Hedgecock keeping an eye on him. He doesn't want to step in and stop him. But Mike Zambides is not fighting back.
Oh, he's fighting back. What are you doing, John? He's fighting back. He's in trouble. He's fighting back.
He's in a lot of trouble though. Look at Wayne Parr just
He's ready to
railing
get stopped.
punches.
He's ready to get stopped. That's enough here, Simeon.
That's it! It's all over!
Michael Zambides pleading with referee Dave Hedgecock to make his name world of hurt. And the gunslinger John Wayne Parr has just won his 8th world title here in Melbourne.
And now you've had like 99 wins, right?
Yes.
And I'm not sure how many losses you've had, but how do you take a loss? I mean, because a lot goes into a fight with all the the hopes and the planning, and then does it shatter you when you don't get like the win?
Yeah, my last two, I should have won my last two. I fought in Budapest last year, and then that should have gone my way. And then at the end, between the final bell and the announcement, I could have sworn I high-fived the boys, and it's like, ew. And then we took my glove off straight away, and we had a can of Monster. So I was going to do a glovey instead of a shoey. I was going to do a glovey. I was going to pour the Monster in the glove and drink it out of the glove. Had it all ready to go, and then they gave it to the other guy. So what?
Wow.
And then the one in Japan, I had one 3 weeks ago. And same deal again. I thought I won every round. Every time I sit down in the corner, my mate was looking after me heavy. He's like, mate, we got it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're winning. And then end of the fight, high-fiving, ooh, up on the ropes, like acknowledging the crowd. And then the first judge, John Wayne. And then the second judge, old mate. I was like, oh, what? It's a decision. You're kidding. Anyway, it doesn't matter. At least I got it. And then the third judge, old mate again. I was like, no. So yeah, that was. I couldn't talk for 20 minutes. I was so heartbroken because I poured everything into that fight, and that was going to be my last kickboxing fight. And then I was going to fight Mundine, and then I was going to call it a day. And then I had my heart set on winning that, pulling up stumps. I was even going to take my gloves off and leave the center of the ring in Japan.
Wow.
Just to make Japan that extra special. I fought there 17 times now. And it would have been an awesome memory to have that Japan as that special place where I retired from kickboxing. But at the same time, if you jump up and down and make a scene, everyone remembers you as acting like a spoiled brat instead of just copping on the chin. And look at Ronda Rousey. Yeah, she lost, which sucks. But all right, I got beat by the better person. You shake yourself off, dust yourself off. You get back in the gym, and then you're trying to make up for it. And people will respect you more from the story than you will from just going into hiding and not coming out. And, all right, it's only a sport. No one died. And then when you get a loss, it's like it's better to take out your frustration when no one can see instead of doing it on the ring and have that footage that everyone can bring up from the rest of the time. So it still hurts, but you just got to poker face.
And speaking of your face, let's talk about the injuries you've had. I know you have you broken 300 stitches?
Yeah, I'm 341 now. Yeah. And then what I usually do, I usually tell the doctors I want sets of 5, whether it be 5, 10, 15, 20. and then it's easier to keep an easier tally. So I was on 335, and then I was just about to tell the Japanese doctor I need sets of 5, but then he couldn't speak English. I was like, whatever. So I ended up putting 6 in. So that's how I ended up with 341. So my OCD is completely out of. I need another cut as soon as possible, just so I can rectify what's happened. Yeah. Even if it doesn't need a sets of, let's say it's an 8, I just tuck 2 more in, put 2 on my finger just so I get the 10, just so I get just, some might call that strange.
I think most people would fear just getting hit around their eyebrow and getting a nick, but you've been opened up so many times.
Yeah, the scary part is I look forward to taking the stitches out to see what the new scar will look like. It's like, oh, is it a goodie?
Battle scar.
It's all right. It's okay. It's the ones that are through the eyebrows and through the hairline. Yeah, they're the sexy ones.
Well, John Wayne Parr has got a fucking amazing highlight reel, but I put one of them on my Instagram page the other day where he hits this guy with like 7 uppercuts in a row with the right side, just bang, 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 bang. Like, you can't prepare. You don't know the guy's going to do that. I love this highlight. He was such a, look at this. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
He's an animal.
If one is good, 2 is better.
John Wayne Parr is a wild motherfucker.
Yeah, he really is.
Great guy, too.
Total animal.
Fighting's taken you all around the world, and it's given you a great career, and you're a legend in the business. I mean, how did Joe Rogan come into? Well, you know it's true. So how did Joe Rogan come into the thing, and then also GSP?
So for some reason, everyone made like this Twitter hashtag thing for get John Wayne on Joe Rogan, and then one day I was checking Twitter, and then Joe actually replied going, "Oh, I'd love to have John Wayne on the podcast. I'm a big fan." It's like, no, holy crap. So I sent him a message, hey, it's, if I booked a ticket, do you think it'd be okay if I come on the show? He said, yeah, man, of course. So, and then, yeah, sure enough, booked a ticket. I think we were going to do it on the Sunday. So I flew to the States on the Saturday, turned my phone off. When I arrived, turned my phone on. And then the first thing is a message from Joe. Hey, we're doing the fight companion tonight. Do you want to come and do the fight companion tonight and then the podcast tomorrow? So I went straight from the airport, straight to Joe's, and then everyone was there. Brandon Shaw, everyone. Brian Cullen, Joe, of course. Eddie Bravo. And then just being in the room with those boys, like, holy crap, this is so surreal. This is too cool. And then the next day, Joe said, "Oh, since you're here, do you want to do some training? Come to my house. Here's my address." And it's like, whoa, this is even crazier. So I got right up to his house. He had like a semi, not like a cage, but he had a cage fence and then matted ground, a boxing bag, the whole business. So Joe came out and then did a little bit of a chit chat first, and I thought, all right, let's do it. So I went into like training mode like I do at the gym, and Joe was like, yeah, sweet, let's do this. And then everything I said, he had a crack. And then we had like a bit of half an hour or so just hitting the pads, just fun. And then I said, oh, do you think it'd be okay if we did it sparring round?
Wow.
He goes, yeah, for sure. He goes, I've got a bit of a sore back, but I don't want to miss this opportunity. Let's do it. So we chucked the shin pads on. We moved it around. It was just fun. It was just the opportunity to move around with Joe was like, this is like a dream. So there's no winners, no losers, just having a giggle. You land a couple, I land a couple. It's just fun. And then after the spar, I said, oh, do you mind if I check this on YouTube? Yeah, go for it, no worries. It's all good. And then, holy crap, the amount of YouTube comments that come underneath it was like, oh, Joe Rogan's a bum. I'm watching him spar. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's terrible. No. This is a disgrace. How dare he talk about people in the UFC? Look at himself. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the hell? So then about a year later, I was lucky to go on Joe Rogan's again. And then it's like, oh, did you happen to see the comments under that video? He goes, that's your mistake. You never read the comments. if you found the person that wrote those comments, you go, what the hell am I reading these comments for?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He doesn't even know. He's never trained a day in his life. Why am I reading this? And then, that put a different perspective on things. But, people just can't. They thought we were fighting for a UFC title or something.
Right.
People reacted. But it was just a cool opportunity to spar. Just a really cool guy.
Well, there's great footage of you, on your YouTube with training with GSP. So that must have been pretty cool. Yeah, GSP is cool. He's a man. So I was invited to do
10 seminars in Canada. So I was going from province to province, teaching all these seminars, and then I had 2 or 3 days spare before I was flying back to Oz. And the gentleman that brought me out, he's like, how do you want to kill time for the last couple of days? What do you want to do? I have no idea. So he's sort of thinking there for a second. He goes, do you like GSP? Do you want to meet GSP? So, mate, that'd be amazing. GSP's the king. So they rang the trainer Faraz, and Faraz like, hey, funny enough, tomorrow's Muay Thai sparring. Does John Wayne want to do some rounds with GSP? I was like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So yeah, we drove to Montreal, took all the shin pads, and then all these famous fighters that you see on TV were all in the room. So very intimidating when you rock up to a different country and you see all these killers. Everyone's got like 12 packs of muscles, and it's like, holy shit. And then, so then Faraz, the trainer's like, okay, all on a whiteboard, he worked it all out. All right, this person's sparring this person, this person. And GSP, you're going to spar John Wayne. I'm like, oh, crap, here we go. So then, so when I met George, I went up and shook his hand like a little teenage girl. Oh my God, George, you're so close to me. I can't believe this is such a big opportunity. Thank you for the shot. And then he's looking at me like I'm just some young kid. I don't think he had no idea who I was. And then the round started, and I was very cautious of his jab because I seen him fight Koscheck, and I seen him fight Jake Shields, and his jab was like just amazing. But when the round started, he threw a jab and a parry, throw a jab, he throw a kick, I blocked that, and I got the stage like The next one, I put on a lot of pressure, and I'm chasing him from one side of the cage, the other side of the cage, the other side of the cage. And then at one stage, he threw a lazy jab, and I parried out of the way, and I threw a head kick, and I just left my shin on his neck on purpose for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then the whole gym stopped. It was like one of those ones where the piano man stops playing the piano, and it's just pure silence. You can hear like gasps in the room, like, and then it's like, and then after the spar, George comes up and goes, I just want to thank you for not knocking me out when you had the opportunity. Anyone else would have gone for it, but you were polite enough to just leave it on my neck. So, yeah, that's what I do. Don't worry about it. So, just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. And then, so we took some photos, shook hands. I thought, what an amazing experience. Went back to Australia, and then about 3 or 4 months later, the phone rings, and it's Faraz, the trainer. Hey, I'm just sitting here with George. He's got a very big fight coming up with Johnny Hendricks in Vegas, and he'd like to know if you'd like to come to Montreal and train George personally for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So, what? Yeah. And so, hang on. I just asked my wife, Angie, can I go to Montreal and train George for 2 weeks? Yeah, sure. Yeah, no worries. It was that easy. So next minute, I catch a plane, I arrive in Montreal, and he's at the airport and picked up. It's freaking George himself. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
That's awesome.
And then, for 2 weeks, we were inseparable. Everywhere we went, picked me up, drove me around all day. We go to all these other places for lunch, dinner, and everything's a gold card. He doesn't even look at the bill. He just slips the card in. And then 20 people might rock up, same deal. Doesn't even bother looking at just there's the card. It's like, and I've never met anyone so famous. Wherever he went was, let's say we're at a restaurant. Every mouthful, stand up, take a photo, sit down, mouthful, up again. And then the chef would come out, then the owner would come out, then the waitress would come out, and then the waitress boyfriend would. And for the first 3 days, it was like, wow, this is crazy, this is so cool. And then after like the 4th and 5th and 6th, you're like,
nightmare.
This doesn't turn off.
Yeah. This
is 24/7 of this guy's life. He's a prisoner. Even every time we got to the red lights in the car, everyone just started screaming. Every time we got to a red light, charge, charge. I was like, this can't be healthy. There's no way. It can't be healthy.
Yeah.
But it was interesting seeing how the other half lived, because in Australia, you get the odd hit every now and again, but to have that pressure of being that guy 24/7, yeah, screw that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get crazy.
Yes, sir.
And now we're going to finish this. That's at the end, so sit up. When did I get his attention? Straight away. Hey, all 3 were good. Perfect. Nice.
That's crazy, man. Well, let's talk about what's coming up, which is a huge fight on the Gold Coast. You're a Gold Coast local, so it must be you live near Robina, right?
Yeah. I'm 5 minutes from the
So,
I have to drive past the stadium.
well, that's pretty awesome for you to drive by and see where you're going to be fighting. So, how do you feel about what's coming up?
Yeah, it's very cool. So Anthony Mundine, he's I think he's close to 50 fights. A household name, very controversial. Says all the silly things to make people probably not want to cheer him as much as they should. He could have been a household celebrity, but the way that he did his career, he was very businesslike. It's all about bums on seats and making money. At the same time, walking down the street, do you want to be rich and famous and not have anyone respect you, or do you want people to come up and say hello but not have the money that he has? So, but so far, every time we've met, he's always been a complete gentleman. I respect his skills. It's going to be a very difficult fight. I haven't had a boxing fight in 16 years. I've had 133 Muay Thai fights now, though. So it's not, and boxing's such a big part of the Muay Thai as well. So I'm used to throwing my hands. I win on the majority of my fights from my boxing anyway. So it's going to be a good contrast to styles because I'm very walk forward, very aggressive, and he's very offensive. He's up on his toes. He's got a good jab. I think the fight sells itself just because it's such a contrast of what we both bring. So I'm excited for it. I truly believe if I hit him on the chin, I know I can stop him. So I have 13 pro fights, 10 wins to knockouts. So going by my track record, I either win by knockout or I lose on points. So that I dare say that's what's going to happen here. If he's smart, he'll hold me, he'll move, he'll hold me again. He'll try and stay on the end of his jab. But if I nail him, he's dead.
It seems from an outsider's point of view, he's picked a very dangerous person to get in the ring with, being you, because, I mean, his last fight against Jeff Horn, you probably saw that, right? What did you think?
Yeah, I was in the crowd. I had my fighter, Benny Marnie. He was on the undercard. So I was there, front row. It just looked funny. Even when the opening, the bell sounded, Mundine came out differently than he usually came out. He didn't seem his confident self. He was on the back foot straight away. And Jeff Horn, he hit him with a body shot into a hook. So he did two punches of the same hand, which is very hard to generate a lot of power. Like, I would have got 50-60% power, but it's not like a straight right or something like that. And off his lead hand as well. So to be stopped cold by the second punch off the same hand, it just shows that his chin's not what it used to be. And I punch pretty hard. And this is at a higher weight too. So I think what happened was Mundine shot himself in the foot when he signed the contract because the fight was at 70 and they had a stipulation where he wasn't allowed to get higher than, I think, 72, maybe 73. So he's only allowed to put on 3 kilos. And as soon as you had a little drink of water, you put on 3 kilos. So he's probably walked around 77 or 78. So he was still cooked when it come time to fight. But with this fight's at 75, and from what I know, he's walking about 77, 78. So we both didn't have to lose much. We don't have to kill ourselves, and we're both going to be healthy. So that could be the big difference between what happened with Horn and what's going to happen with me.
And the pressure, I guess, is on him a bit because this is redemption for him. If he loses, it's all over. He's going to finish up. And how do you visualise the fight going?
I stop him. I stop him devastatingly. I'm not sure what round, but I've known over my career that whether it be the first round or whether it be the 10th round, give me one punch. I don't care. I can be patient. I can be frustrated. I can be patient, but I'm not going to give up. I'm looking at it can be 10 seconds to go in the 10th round. You give me that one, and I win. I knock you out cold. And then even if I don't lose, even if I don't win and I do lose the fight, I'll be able to put my head on the pillow end of the night knowing that I gave 100%. And if I'm beaten by the better man on the day, I can live with that. But at the same time, if I nail you, you're not getting up.
So I love asking people about chasing dreams and stuff, and I know you've been living an incredible dream. You work hard for it, and I hope you get your 100th win in Muay Thai or kickboxing. But what is the ultimate dream for you looking forward?
The plan is, so I fight Mundine, and then I'm going to do one more kickboxing fight because I can't live with 99. I have to get that 100 wins. And then after that, hopefully, I got my gym here in Burleigh Heads. I also have the opportunity to do seminars all around the world. They're very profitable. They're a good little money earner. And then who knows? It'd be cool to get hopefully, if I can beat Mundine and knock him out, that'll make people pay attention to who I am. And then if I can get a job in the media, doing commentary or just being involved somehow or other, I don't want to fade off in the distance and just disappear. I put my heart and soul in the sport, and I have so much to offer, whether it be MMA, boxing, Muay Thai. I have a respect and an understanding and a knowledge for all the different fight sports. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can keep sharing, and then besides that, like I said, I get a big enjoyment out of training fighters. That's just the bigger buzz as actually fighting myself. So.
Well, you know what? Good to catch up again, and I wish you all the best for the big fight. And you are an absolute legend of the sport, and you're a great Gold Coaster. So good to catch up, mate. All the best,
mate. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, so there you go. Great fun to have him on the show. Thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in for the fight, and we'll see you next time on the platform.